Yeah, I mean, most of the sandwiches I've thought of myself,
Well, that's
but
pretty nice that,
but
or
but
neat
I've
that
got
you had a suggestion.
I've got a few suggestions that are in there, and I would say most of them are from people that I don't know that have
Yeah,
reached
so
out,
new
like, through
viewers or
YouTube, but yep, they're s so, so yeah, I mean, but this one just happened to be 'cause, when I post the reels, I got it set up on my Facebook too,
right.
and so it posted to my Facebook, and of course, my old babysitter, I say that, she's also a cousin of mine, but um I have her on Facebook, and so she saw that I asked for suggestions, and she's like, "You should try that with peanut butter." And man, when I first heard it, I'm like that can't go together at all. And I'm like, but hey, you know what? It's not gonna kill me, and it's all for fun,
Well, I'm
I
gonna have to
and
think
it
about some
as
other
long
ones and put them in your comments.
as long as they're edible, I'm
Well, yeah.
I'm game for it. So
Well, I just thought of I was trying to think, was it like Ninja Turtles or some it might have been a cartoon kind of thing that always was like this and this with sardines or a sardine sandwich or something. Maybe it's like Garfield, but
sardines in a long time.
yeah, but given their saltiness and such, might go with something else. Maybe not so much better, but actually
Well,
maybe not. Actually,
you
that might.
you know what's crazy? This pickle and peanut butter sandwich was so edible, and as long as you could get past the saltiness, I was like,
Yeah.
I'm not gonna waste the sandwich. I'm just gonna go ahead and eat it.
Well, right.
I'm like I'm like I can I was like it's really not that bad. I was like I'll just go ahead and just finish it off. There's instead of just tossing it
You
because
want to fully unload?
yeah.
Okay. Because I was just gonna turn around. I didn't know how full you were.
So yeah, I'm like really because man, just hearing it, putting it on paper and stuff when I first heard it, I was like that can't be, this can't be good. And then after actually trying it, it's like, well, I could actually finish this sandwich. This one's not bad.
Well, I think you should title your series. You know, put it in there. Willets. Just call it Willet Sandwich. Or you could start that. Like, I mean, yeah, you got today. I'm gonna make sandwiches. Today on Willet Sandwich or something like that. I mean, you could always do the classics. Of course, people that, but the whole like bologna and mashed potato chip, or potato chip.
Yeah. Well, I could. I mean, I
There's all
will say that a lot of uh, the sandwiches that I have are gonna be more. A lot of them that I've thought of are more actual food, kind of like the peanut butter and pickles, except for not so off the wall kind of thing.
yeah.
I've just kind of thought about different ones like that, and I'm letting other people suggest
Oh
the.
yeah, yeah. It's just if you don't have enough suggestions, you could do some old favorites or whatever.
But I'm keeping a list, and I've got quite a list going. So I've already filled up one page, and actually not this video, but the video before it. I had a I had a few comments on it. That that was okay. That one was surprising because that was the peanut butter and Nutella, and I was like, that was that was something that I thought of that was like, okay,
Well, that
that
seems pretty
goes,
normal.
yeah, that's pretty normal. But I'm like, um, when I was making out a list of sandwiches, I was like, well, I'm gonna go ahead and do this one too. But you know, out of so far, that's the one that got the most comments because there was it wasn't just it was they were a lot more. They weren't suggesting new sandwiches. They were actually suggesting like you are. They're suggesting different things to try. Because one comment was like, "Well, I kind of wanted to know what you thought about that sandwich," and one of them was like, "Well, you didn't spread the Nutella out," and I was like, okay, well, you didn't catch the part in the video where it was my first time with Nutella,
Yeah.
and I had it chilled, so I couldn't spread it out because I didn't know that you need it kind of room
Yeah,
temperature.
it's a room temperature thing.
And
Yeah.
but I'm like, but at the same time, I'm like, this is all good, and you know, all good suggestions, so I'm game with it.
Yeah. Makes me think uh maybe you should go to some of the like the bread manufacturers website. One comes to mind as like Dave's bread or whatever, just because it's a little um, kind of trendy, maybe is the word for it. It's like find their contact page and just say, like kind of pitch like I do this, kind of make a sandwich. Want to, make a affiliate code or like ask for a sponsorship, but like they give you like an affiliate code or something like that, or just you know maybe they'll send you coupons, vouchers, some like for free or discounted bread or something. Do a little baked in ad kind of thing with or promotion alongside it. You'd have to be kind of creative, but or
Well,
they cross post it on their Instagram or YouTube.
the thing is, like, I'm not gonna be using bread forever. I
Well,
I have
no, but
I
I mean,
have
you don't
some
have to use
other
it
ideas
forever, but
too.
it'd be kind of like just for a while, or just to see if you could hit, hit something like that, or find, actually those viral, like, kind of organic companies love to do stuff like that. They just give set up a promo code like, where I can't think of any right off the top of my head. I have to Google something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or like even like an ingredient, like it's like, hey, send me a jar of your stuff and spread it on the bread. What with some other thing. Like kind of think. You might have to think a little outside the box, but like if it's like a health food company that makes I don't know, a condiment or something, and then use it with something else. I mean, it would be purely just to see what would happen, and then, like I said, if they give you like an affiliate link type deal, you put a description or screen, code this, that, and the other. Might be kind of a fun tie it in, Yes, that's right. You're not partnered. I was gonna say if you were partnered, I guarantee you there's like a affiliates that you could be tagging products in your video, and because
Yeah.
it's no, not a lot, but I mean anything is like amazing to me. But like some of my shorts, I've tagged, like either tools or versions of tools that I've used in the video, and every now and again somebody you know buys the tool, or like I did repairing the the powered seat switch in one of my Acadias, and of course it even where the link goes from, I think it's But anyway, the exact part, it's that application. I put, hang on just a minute. I put that in there, and every once in a while people buy it. Okay, back. Well, anyway, yeah, so it amazes me that some people, just just but I guess that's the way younger viewers do things, but I would never. I mean, I would maybe look at the website and then go to it, like on my PC or offline, and buy the part, you know, elsewhere or not through the same session as the video. But yeah, I see. Oh, well, they buy the part, and I
Well, but
I get a little bit of a spiff,
I can kind of understand though, because like, so have you seen the RC videos I put out this week?
Yeah, I watched your.
Okay,
Well, I haven't watched the one about the electronics. Your latest one, but the one.
yeah, last night's. Well,
yeah.
well, okay, maybe that's why you don't. Maybe that's why you don't know. So there was a video before I did these two. I was kind of doing some more research into these RCs and just kind of getting myself familiarized with them and stuff. And I came across this video of a guy that actually upgraded his, and I was kind of looking at it, and then I kind of had to stop the video, and because he had 3 or 4 upgrades that he did to it, and I had to kind of stop the video, pause, rewind a little bit, write all this stuff down. Whereas if he would have just put it in the video, I could have.
Yeah, or the links. I mean, I've used links in the description.
So I kind of get it a little bit, because it would have made it. In fact, one of the things I wrote down, I'm still not 100% sure that I got it right, because he's outside when he's speaking, and it's just hard to. That for some reason, that one spot, the video, the sound cut out just enough that I think I could pick up what he was saying, but I'm not 100% sure. It's like, well, if you had that tied in there, then I could go to that product, even if I wasn't going to buy it that day. I could go to the product and go look to see what he did, and then, and oh, these are the parts he used. And
well, yeah, links in the description, but I'm talking from a short. I mean, nobody's going to the descriptions in shorts. I mean, I don't even know where you see them without.
No, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about kind of like what you're thinking.
Well, yeah, regular videos, but I'm talking about. See, I'm tagging products that are specifically in shorts, and I mean, it comes up like on screen, like, "Hey, buy this part," but you got to click on it, like, or tap, I guess.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. If I could have had some place like I could have clicked on, I could have seen the parts he got.
Yeah, but then you get. Well, okay, I would do that, and you would do that. I just can't believe other people would go off platform. Well, I guess I don't know what happens. Maybe it's in platform. But I guess that's not how I shop for things. But
I think it opens up a new tab so you don't lose the old.
Well, maybe. Okay. I guess, like, I appreciate the YouTubers that put them in the descriptions, because I'm watching, well, I rarely watch videos on my phone. I mean, except...
Yeah, I never think about the descriptions, unless the YouTuber actually says...
Oh, I always look in there.
Look in my description for a link to this product or whatever. unless they actually say that, I never think about the
Yeah,
description.
well, that's always good to say. I mean, but I usually go there. I mean, the ones that I'm watching and look. But then again, see, when I'm watching videos for those purposes, I'm on desktop because I want to, I want, I gotta have a browser
Yeah, but
to look at things
what?
because
Okay, so
multitask.
so what about this? Okay, so you're doom scrolling on your on your shorts. You
Yeah.
come across it, and you're like, oh, that's the one that I want. Then you go to your desktop to bring it up so that you can kind of see it
Well,
better,
yeah,
whatnot, and then you get your links
but
and stuff.
that's what I would do. I just don't think other people do, and that must be why they do it because yeah, if you're kind of doom scrolling or even like mine's probably more search based rather than finding like these little
Yeah,
snippets of
well,
how to
yeah,
video
like
by
the
doom.
door switch. People weren't doom scrolling that; they were looking for
Exactly.
that.
So I'm guessing they're just like, oh, nice, he's got, I can just click and go buy the thing. Well,
Yeah,
I mean, I don't just see. I have to think not like myself because I would never do that because a not that the link isn't helpful. It's just I'd then go take, okay, that part number, copy paste, open another tab, search for, make sure it's the best, or it's the best price or what. And granted, when I do
no,
tag these
I'm
products, I do try to find, well, the right product, but the cheapest version or the most affordable if possible, or the
yeah.
best version of it if I can't, like
I
with
guess
this.
I guess I'm thinking that they're probably thinking, well, this is what I'm having a problem with. I can't. I've been trying to find this part. Maybe they're frustrated and they're like,
Probably.
I've been trying to figure out where this part is, and here it is in this video, and I'm like, I want this. I want this fix.
Yeah. Well, all to say, I am doing that. It's just that is, I would never, and I think that's more of a. I hate to throw generational stereotypes around, but I think that's a generational thing. I will not buy anything through my phone, like just like that. Actually, yeah. Like for example, I mean, I um, I eBay a lot, but I don't ever do it on my phone. I don't have the app. If I want to check eBay, sometimes I'll just open a browser. It's partly just because I hate most apps are garbage kind of stuff. But
Well, so I will I use a mixture. If I don't usually buy anything though unless I'm okay, so let's I don't know, let's say I'm searching for something and I happen to be on my phone, and I find it on my phone. I probably won't buy it until I get home and look at it with the laptop where I
right.
can blow it up
Yep.
and kind of
Same here.
actually see it.
Same here.
Um, yeah. So like, but I do use both.
Yeah. Well, so do I. I'm not saying I never. I don't use my
And
phone for that, but
especially with Amazon, because like it's like if I think of something, or say I've like thought of it like 2 or 3 times, but it never gets on my
like,
shopping list.
yeah, your wish list.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'll finally hit that point. And it's like, okay, well, I'm gonna do it now on my phone while I'm thinking about it, so I don't forget it.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying it's wrong. I just, for me, there's just some mental barrier. Maybe it's a privacy thing. Maybe it's I consider phones insecure.
I think it's just more of the way that we grew up.
I think no, that's what I'm getting at. I think it is. It's not wrong. Not wrong.
I don't think it's a security thing or anything. I think it's just the way that we grew up. I think it's just that we're used to.
I'm used to
Well,
seeing
and I mean,
everything.
we both use computers for a living. I
Oh
mean, I
yeah,
think we're just so used to computers that
yeah. It's more familiar. Well,
It's yeah,
I tell you, the phone, the screens, I don't. That's why I wish they were more affordable, and I don't know, maybe they're reliable, but like if I had the option, like, but they're just too expensive. I don't want to spend that kind of money for. I don't think the added utility would be worth it. But a foldable, so I can get a screen I can see. But see, then I don't like most. Depends on the web page. Highly depends. But I don't like most mobile sites, especially shopping, because I feel like they condense everything. I feel like you're not seeing everything, and I don't know
yeah.
how to kind of explain. I Oh, how is this already full?
Well, all three are probably full. It probably is.
Well,
If
I
you want
only
to run,
emptied. Oh, I guess it is. Okay.
um, if you want to switch me, I will.
Yeah, I was gonna say you know where to go.
Okay, let me.
There you are.
Because that's why I kind of set this up this way. Anyways, it's like I figured I'd run combine first because I was gonna run truck later. And the truck and the combine are the field contracts because we're doing a contract.
Okay.
The grain trailer or the grain cart is ours, and because there's like 2 other contracts that I'm hoping to do, I just went ahead and rented it. Yeah, it should have been set. I mean, I was using it.
Oh. Nice. I'll come back. Well, yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I just can't. It just isn't. Well, I know a lot of it. I can't type for it. So
Oh
search,
yeah,
so searching is terrible. Like if I want to try to, like choose your RC, you needed to type in like the name brand of the RC and then like servo motor. Oh my god, that would like. I know that sounds weird, but that would be like murder for me just to type Traxxas servo motor. I'm just using Traxxas.
yeah.
Would just be like murder to try to search it on eBay or just a general web search and then find. And here's the other thing. I use DuckDuckGo as my mobile browser. I'm thinking about switching to Brave. I use Brave on desktop and stuff. And maybe just because Google already knows a ton about me. I guess try to limit it, I guess. But anyway, I don't know. Maybe a real Chrome browser might work better, but I don't know. It's still, I feel like a lot of it is still the user interface is just not native to me. Well, yeah, like you said, it's the way we grew up. Yeah, and I think it's the way we grew up with computers. Because we grew up before web browsing.
Well, yeah. I mean, we grew up. So we grew up between the time when the computers started coming out. I mean, like before they became a thing, and before the internet.
Yep. Well, yeah, before they were commonplace, for one thing. Yes, before the real internet or the internet we somewhat know today. Yeah, and I think that's why. well, I watch my coworkers who are about 10 years younger than me, s just blind DoorDash, I mean, don't bring their lunch in, so they're always either ordering it for pickup or DoorDashing. Usually they're doing pickup, but anyway, they're ordering through an app, and I haven't done Katie has, or I've done it through both. Well, actually, we don't have any of the food apps on it, other than I think maybe we did Sonic one time, just because it's like you got a deal, and it was during happy hour. I don't know,
Yeah,
to save some
yeah.
money,
I have like two on my phone. I don't
but
want my phone
but
filled up
I
with
remember,
Sonic.
and Katie, the sound completely boomer here, but like Katie was able to navigate it better than me. To me, it was well, I shouldn't say confusing. There was friction because of all the upsell and do you want this? Do you want that? And all the extra taps and stuff, and just getting through their menu to find what I wanted. Like I know what I wanted, but to find it to say add to bag or cart or whatever, and Katie was able to do it better, but even she had some friction with it, and I feel like that's just not even a thing for, like I said, younger or like I feel like we're outliers on this stuff. um, but the friction of the app of just and same thing with those kiosks. That's why we just really don't fast food because of the ordering experience
Yeah.
ruined me anyway. I mean, I know, especially younger people and introverts, but I just say younger people. They they don't want to talk to anybody, so they love it, I guess. But
The only
I
one the only one I use is at Taco Bell, the kiosk. I guess I take that back. There's been a few times that I've had to go into McDonald's and I feel like you're kind of forced to use it.
no,
You
you are
don't.
forced to use it, and maybe that's a little bit of it too. But
No,
I
there's a few of them that you like. If you stand at the register, they'll take your
they'll
order.
take your order, maybe, yeah. And the only time I've ever used it, and the only time we ever do McDonald's, is when we're traveling back there. It's just because the kids will eat the pancakes and this and that for breakfast. We leave early in the morning, have breakfast kind of on rather than having to fix something and dirty a couple of dishes or something just right before you're going
Yeah.
whatnot. It's the convenience factor, even though I really loathe McDonald's because of what they become. They were never. It was never. It was never good food, but it was cheap, and that was fine. Now it's not good food and it's expensive.
Well, not only that, but now like, I can remember 5 years ago um, where they were complaining, like they were looking into complaints about their drive-throughs being slow, and now it doesn't seem to phase them that their drive-through is slow.
Well, no, they exactly, or they want you ordering through the app because they increase sales that way because they're like, why don't you just add a McFlurry or I don't know, but another product like that onto whatever, and it's like we'll give you a $2 discount. We're like sure, or most people are like sure, and add it too. But I just like I said, I never thought it was ever good food. Like, I read posts. Oh, it used to be good, back when it was still the old type of buildings and the play place and that and whatnot. And yeah, I never thought it was good, but $2.99 Big Mac meal or
How fast are you going?
6 mile an hour. Um, But yeah,
So
like
burgers.
most, I can remember the $2.99 two cheeseburger meal, $2.99 Big Mac. I think the most expensive thing was like $3.49, which was the, I don't know if it was the Arch Deluxe, but it was whatever that had all the lettuce. I forget what the chicken sandwich might have been. 25, whatever. Um, but again, for that money, and even though inflation, that it still, it was acceptable. Um, I'm But yeah. So anyway, but now again, where they want you to go to the app, they want you to use and Wendy's and the other ones. Easy to pick on McDonald's, but the other ones have been so far less obtrusive of it. But heck, going back to Sonic though, we don't go there very often. But at like a Sunday afternoon, maybe we went out to window shopping or something like that, or again we go to Brass Armadillo or something, and on our way home it's like we pass by one. Oh, okay, well, we'll get it. Probably drink. Well, most of them one that's close to us, I went over there not too long ago, and most of the stalls, they took out the menu board, the ordering board, and the parking spots are just for order on the app. So they, and I guess I get it. They don't want to have to maintain those boards and the speaker, because they're always tore up, from. And
Yeah.
it's like, and they got a drive-through, whatever. But no, but part of Sonic's appeal to me is the board that you can just see everything right there, and then kind of like the screen show, you kind of swipe through and see other things. But go to the app, I can't. Like with Sonic, they have so many options. I don't know what I kind of know what I want, but I might want to try something different. Well, that board helps me try something different. But the app
Yeah.
is like, because it has to be on such a small screen and they can only show you so much, it just, we're not going there for the food, hardly ever. I mean, yeah, the kids like get a snack, they'll eat the popcorn chicken. Well, so will I, but that's about the only thing I can have there because, well, I mean, I guess I can get a hot dog without, I usually don't.
Yeah. So the
It's
last
just,
time I went to Sonic was a few weeks ago. I don't like going there because it's so expensive.
well, it's expensive. That's why it's a treat. Like we go every couple of months. That's.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a, well, that's why we only ever go to half price, and it's every couple of months, and it's usually after we've just been out and about doing something else, and kind of like on the way home, or it's a treat. I guess that's all I got to say.
Yeah. But wanted to get their chili fries,
Right.
and actually my mom wanted them. Well, I looked at their menu board and I couldn't even find it on there. I finally had to ask them, I'm like, "Do you guys still carry this? Because this is what I want."
Right. Yeah. Actually, I'd say that's yeah, actually that was kind of my experience last time because we had to go on, well, we ended up I guess going in the drive-through, but that drive-through board that isn't like the same as the ones they had at the window, and I wanted they have these, and they're, well, and that's the thing. Sometimes they're limited time, but anyway, like a Red Bull slush, but they make it with some of the
Yeah.
different Red Bull flavors. And
Yep.
I don't hardly drink an energy drink, but it's a treat. About every
Well,
3 months,
I
kind of thing.
I I I get you because I even though I don't drink pop anymore,
Yeah, but
I'll get the Coke slushies from McDonald's
right, and that's the thing.
every
It's not
once in a
gonna.
while. It's
Yeah, once in a while, it's not gonna wreck you. I mean, exactly.
no,
But to your point about not being able to find the chili fries, I didn't see the red that. And I was like, well, okay, do they just not have these anymore? So it's like, okay. So I had to ask literally, and then it just took more time,
yeah.
to find it. And then it's like, okay, well, do you have? Because I think it's the dragon fruit, but maybe it was a different one. But anyway, they usually had three, flavors, or like this summertime one that's summer. Well, now without a board, I don't know what they do and don't have. I mean, and that's the thing. Even the McDonald's experience, having the boards, up along the top, sometimes I think, oh yeah, I want their hamburger, a hamburger, but maybe something else will look good, or, I mean, and the same goes with like Wendy's and stuff. Like, again, when we're traveling, that's cheap. We stop in McCook, and if we don't do Runza, we do Wendy's. It kind of sort of depends on what we feel like, and like eat Wendy's like 3 times a year, so I don't know what they consistently have on them. I mean, I like their nuggets and their chili, and that's
I
usually what I get. But maybe I'd like to try it like they used to have pretzel buns, or whatever, and things. And like I guess that's what I'm saying. I feel like I'm out of touch purely because I don't consume like everybody else, and people just know these menu items, and I don't,
well,
because I don't
but
go there.
maybe they're more like I guess maybe they're more like me because like at Wendy's, there's really only two things I'm gonna get unless I see some kind of like you're saying pretzel buns or something that's in a commercial somewhere. But
Well,
if
see,
I
I
go
don't
to
see the
Wendy's,
commercials hardly at all, anyways. Either. Anyway, go ahead.
well, but if I go to Wendy's, it's either gonna be and it depends. If I'm gonna go in and sit down, I'll have like a baconator or
See, and that's Katie's deal, the baconing.
but
Yeah,
but if I'm driving, like if I go to the drive-through and I'm gonna
yeah, you gotta
drive,
eat on the go. Yeah, right.
I will get two junior bacon cheeseburgers,
Okay.
and it is solely based. It's either one of those two items, unless there's some kind of a specialty item that I see a commercial for.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
I am. The truck is full, so I'm gonna bring the cart down.
Oh, well, I'll
And
be able to go down and back again. So just leave it at that end, actually. That,
I will.
yeah. Don't. But yeah, and I hate to be old man yells at cloud kind of, but like, um, well, I don't mind the human interaction at the register, uh, because I can see their facial expressions, like acknowledging, or that they got, or there's some anxiety for me because I always, if I want to, like a baconator, I would have to have them customize it, make sure they take off the cheese.
Yeah.
Through a kiosk, sometimes it's not an option, but B, I am unsure that's going to happen,
Yeah.
And not that when they've screwed it up, they've always made it right. That's not the point. It's just when you can make eye contact, and I don't know, maybe it's because I'm on the phone, but you can smile over the phone, as they say. I work in, I work in customer service, a version of customer service, right, daily. So it's like, it's foreign to me to be detached from a social interaction, even though I social interaction is exhausting for me. So,
Yeah.
if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
Yet I do it every all day. So I don't know. And maybe it's just, and part of it is I like see people taking pride in their work, and I can't, because there are people like that's why I like sit down restaurants. because I can, you know, compliment good service. I can see the service. I can see their reaction, and then, because there's times I'll legit and on the phone too, I'll legitimately tell people, it's like, hey, that is exactly what I was looking for. Like, you read my mind, kind of. And especially with the kids, you get a good wait staff that the right kind of restaurant that kind of hams it up a little, or they understand what the kid wants, and you can't do that through.
Yeah.
It's just cold and numbing. Yeah, probably just a how we
But
grew up type of thing.
but so like I was saying, so I go to Taco Bell very occasionally, but they're all kiosk. There has been, um, they still kind of interact with sitting down, like they. So I think part of their thing is they're kind of short staffed. So because
Sure.
the one day they had to lock me in there. They're like, "Don't worry, we'll let you out. Just come get us when you're ready to leave." They're like, "We're so short staffed that we need to just run the drive-through."
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay. Well, I mean, that's kind of sad, but I mean, that's at least they were honest with you. Like,
yeah,
you know, I can appreciate that. See, that's the kind of thing. I can look them in the eyes. They can look at me and say, "Hey, sorry," but I can be like, I can see the sincerity that they don't want to do this, but they have to do it.
well,
And
and
then
they
I
were
can be
like,
like, "Hey, that is fine. It
I
doesn't
think part
bother
of it.
me."
I
I'm
think
more
part of it
agreeable
too.
when I can talk to somebody or see their face about me.
I think part of it too was they were like worried that we would be like, "Hey, uh, um, they're locking the door
Yeah.
on
Well,
me."
no, what they're doing is good customer service. I mean, and I hate to say it, it's kind of rare these days in general and retail setting.
Oh, I guess I would say I'm starting to see it a little bit more than I have been, and like I've seen it a little bit more in the last few months than like the last 6 months than I probably have for the last few years.
Yeah. Well, I can agree.
It's like it's I don't know if maybe that's the whole COVID effect thing where it's like everybody kind of got away from it and now it's starting to kind of return.
Well, no, I think COVID had a lot to do with it, and especially with the younger, like, I'd say the folks that just were getting out of high school or just out of college, or they were stuck at home, isolated. They drank some of the Kool-Aid um, and self-isolated themselves and didn't know how to. They lost some formative years with making these, social cues, and now they're finally picking up on it, or learning it, or getting whatever. I don't know. I'm reaching, but that's that's part of it too. And I don't know. Maybe I call it buying in. Maybe I'm sure. Maybe I'm getting disillusioned with some of this mindless consumerism. But that's probably some of some of the I guess Gen X rubbing off on me a little bit, because I'm in that. Me and you are in that weird transition period.
Well,
Maybe that
there
cynical
are
X
there
stuff is coming out.
well, I guess I kind of always felt like I'm like at the end of the generation in front of me, or
Well, you're
yeah,
you're at the end of Gen X. I mean, you are Gen X. You're just like a really young,
yeah,
because most of the like true Gen X is like the the ones that resonated with, Nirvana and stuff, they were born more at the beginning of the 70s or the late 60s, if you want to pigeonhole things. But just using that as a... And see, I am, it just depends on the metric you look at. I'm either kind of like you, I'm just super young Gen X, but also I think, and so are you, we're children of boomers where, and like I said, I'm technically a millennial, but I don't completely identify with most of the millennial attitude. But like, see, my parents were boomers, but a lot of millennials, their parents were Gen Xers.
Yeah.
Which,
Well, that's what it's like. There's, because I'm right at the year where it's supposed to change.
right.
But like I probably identify more with X than I do. Definitely,
Oh yeah, you definitely.
I don't think I have much millennial.
No, you don't. Probably the only way you could argue there's a little millennial is because you did kind of ride and are riding our video game, which Gen Xers, while the Atari and stuff is definitely an X console, most Gen Xers didn't fall into the Nintendo, didn't go, on, usually. Exceptions to all. But I feel like the way you just grew up how I grew up, it's like my outlook on things is definitely, you could argue boomer, like young boomer, or like solid Gen X. But then I do have some millennial, as far as some of the adaptability to certain changes technologically, like I call cars, like electronic fuel injection and stuff, where boomers are so baffled by that, and we're skeptical, where we kind of embraced it. Hey, this
Just made life easier. And now,
well, yeah,
if we drove the car every day and everything, it would be a different situation. But when you don't drive the car every day, fuel injection just makes life easier.
oh yeah, no, I don't want to ever. I mean, I don't mind, but yeah, I thinking about it. No, because I grew up with plenty of, and so did you, plenty of carbureted vehicles, such, and getting. We drove plenty of carbureted vehicles, and come to think of it, especially like the pickups and stuff, with manual chokes and all. I mean, it was second nature, but thinking back, it's like, gosh, I'm so glad I don't have to pull the knob, maybe pump it, maybe not, crank. Usually it would just start, but then, gotta make sure you push the choke in, but if it's gonna die, you maybe pull it out just a little bit, if it's not quite warmed up, or if you're trying to take off real quick, like, you don't want to let it sit there and warm up. I don't want to say I forgot, but I kind of forgot how inconvenient that was. Valiant, same deal. You always pump it once, but again, if it was already hot, accidentally hit because then you flood it, and then you're mashing on it while just all that stuff that, like, again, it was second nature, but I don't ever go back to that for daily fun pastime. Sunday driver car, fine, but Yeah, it's weird. We fall in that weird middle ground. Like actually, what we are is there's a term called Xennial, like Xennial, which is this. I don't know if it's like formally recognized, but it's kind of like the we call it a micro, kind of this 5-6 year stint uh, where between major.
I could see that.
See, I almost think to a certain extent our parents have a little bit of quote silent gen because their age they were on the early maybe they maybe have even a little bit of the silent generation. I can foretell it now. Like my parents definitely will have some of that depression mentality. Uh, Tendency.
Yeah.
Not quite as bad as my grandparents. Hey, what says 98%?
Because they got to take everything to the contract, or I
Oh,
mean to
okay.
the.
It'll okay. Well, I thought I maybe missed a little script. I don't have much in it.
Well, we got to go back anyway.
Yeah,
Well,
that's right. I can just.
okay. Okay, we'll just dump it, and then
Okay.
I've
Well,
got
I
the other.
figure you're half full.
Yeah, and then
Oop.
I've got. Do I need to move?
No, you're fine. There. Let's see. It's funny, where yeah, you're on the end of Gen X, but like most Gen Xers don't don't do this. Wouldn't live stream, wouldn't PC game. That's solidly a millennial. Or kind
But
of pre
you say that, but there's a lot, even a lot of streamers, especially on this game, that are in their 60s playing, you know,
well, I think
and
I think it's
they're
become
and they're streaming.
accessible is why that is. But I'd say maybe in general. Hang on. But I think they are like you. They're almost a little bit of a outlier. No, I know who you're like.
I'm
Truckin' or whatever. He's
trucking, well,
older.
but not just him, because
Oh, I've seen others.
the guy that started EOS, he's like 65, and there's a bunch of other guys I've been watching lately that are, you know, in their 60 65 range that play. I think this
Right,
game
but I
kind
don't
of
think
is,
it'd be
you know,
common.
it's not like it's
Well, think of
it's
your
something that.
classmates. Think of your classmates. How many of them? Well, I know probably none is just because it's a small class, but just think about your classmates. But then think of like the whole country, like, um, like how many of those people like that were in your class would do this or would stream or have any, if they didn't like go into a tech, take those kind of people. Trying to
Yeah.
think of somebody out of
Well,
your class that was kind of
I don't even know what most of my classmates are doing.
No, I know that,
I
but
think
just
I think
think of how you knew them then. Would any of those be streaming? Probably not. I would guess.
I think there might be
Not,
I think there might be one more. I'm thinking. I don't know if I just say Ben, if you know who I'm talking
yeah,
about.
no, I do. Yeah, no.
I think
I was
I think
that is
there's a
exactly who I was thinking of when I thought
because
of
he
somebody.
kind of used to he hang around with Rust Camp more than me, but I mean like um I think he's kind of on that wavelength, you know.
Yeah. But again, that's
And you know Russ Camp. I mean, he doesn't stream, but he plays this game.
well, right.
He plays Call of Duty and stuff. So
But that's well,
I
right. But I don't
I
think
think
that's super
other
common though.
I think other than that, I don't think any I don't think anybody else in my class would that I can think of.
Well, right. So I mean that to me kind of yes, kind of like well, there's your answer or whatever. It's like you're the exception. You're exceptional in that because um they wouldn't even see a lot of them would be like, well, why would you do the whole the attitude? Why would you do that? Why? They can't see why. I mean, it's kind of like my parents understood YouTube. They maybe didn't understand on YouTube, but they understood why I would care to upload a video, go through all that effort, upload it for rando random people watch. But like, grandparents and stuff, they I mean, they showed them videos, but like and they thought, well, that's because it was me, they thought it was neat. But they really didn't understand what they were watching, how they were watching. It's like this isn't TV. Like who would watch this? You know?
Yeah.
And even telling them like, oh, um, this video's got 100,000 views on it. That didn't register. Like, what does that mean? Like my folks did, but they were, they gravitated to the computer and online stuff more than their peers. But and I tried to explain. It's like, well, just because it's fun. I enjoy I mean, for me, I enjoy the process, and I'd say a lot of YouTubers, large, small, we, uh, well, they especially got in. Even if they made it big, they got into it because they thought fun. They enjoyed the process.
Yeah.
It wasn't just. I mean, it wasn't necessarily. I know now some and kids, oh well, you can make it a job, but you have to have some sort of drive or
Well, that's it. It's
to
like
do it.
I've always been under the I've always had the thought in mind of a person that goes into streaming or making content. If they go into just trying to make money, they they aren't going to last long because they're going to get frustrated and they're not going to understand why all these people aren't just flocking to them and they're not getting all these views.
Well, yeah, and you know what? The
But
big
the
guys, they'll say the same thing.
but the people that um are willing to grind it out and just do it because they want to do it or they understand the process and they understand that it's not going to happen overnight. It's going to take some work and let's have some fun on the way and are the ones that are actually gonna
Yeah, they
make it.
might make it. No,
Might yeah
you I
yeah
mean, you
might make
figure it.
I should say might make it because not everybody gets the chance to make it
Yeah,
or they
but
only
you got to
see a certain level.
but again, you got to try and put in some of the work,
Yeah.
get the chance, but you better be enjoying it while you're doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. And like I said, the uh big YouTubers say the same thing.
Yeah, I
Or
don't
I've
know
heard
that I can leave the green cart on this next job. I don't think that we'll probably. I'm guessing you're probably not gonna want to start tonight.
No, honestly, I'm just looking around collectible.
That's the so
But
I will. I'll park the grain cart here, so if we need it, but I don't know that we'll need it this next job because the granary is so close to. It's technically, not that that's a real unit of measure in this map, but technically it's like a mile up the road.
oh yeah,
So
thought I just. Well, yeah, but like that might be the difference. Is like your say like classmates wouldn't even understand. They barely understand. Well, they know what streaming is, but they'd think, oh, like Netflix or whatever. But it's like, well,
no, I think they'd understand what content creating is, but they'd be like,
but
why
they
would you want to? Why would you want to spend time doing that? Because you, how many views do you have? You only have what, 10? You know, like,
yeah,
is
there'd be
that?
that. Well, and then some people would just be, and it's a valid point. Self conscious of being kind of putting yourself out there in the public, and it's like, well, but and that's a valid thing.
Yeah,
But I guess, but like, okay, let's just use Brad as an example. He would 100%. There would be no question. Like he would get, even if you are getting like 5 views a stream or whatever, he would get why you're doing it. Or why we're doing it.
yeah.
Like
Speaking
he,
of that, he I brought up, because he asked that day I saw him. He asked about if we were still doing this, whatnot. Because
we need to
he
work it
watched
out
it. He
sometime.
watched
I
it
mean,
on Facebook, and I brought it. I told him. I said yeah, but I said you just gotta remember that Derek might be on too. I'm like, he's not on all the time, but he does join us,
yeah, we can go back to
and
22 for him if we got to.
and he's like, he's like, yeah. He goes, I know Derek's with you. He goes, I remember the night that you're like, why is my money going down? Where's all my money going?
Yeah, yeah,
Someone hired a worker.
yeah. Yeah, because Derek didn't want to. So he just hired the AI and just watched it. Which that's the most hilarious thing, actually, when you think of.
Yeah, well, that's it. I mean, he remembers that because he's like, that was so funny.
Well, yeah, because I thought, I mean, yeah, we wanted to get together, talk. That's kind of the most of the reason we do it. But it's like also, it's like, well, you're kind of, quote working. You well, he didn't want to do the work, so he just hired a worker so he could just talk. And it's like, well, you could just talk. You don't have to play the game then, you know. But anyway, yeah, that is funny. Yeah, but
All right, well, I'm gonna end the stream.
yep.
That's
So my sounds